now is I realize that an America without faith is an America in decline. It's one of the reasons why President Donald J. Trump endorsed my book. And the only book that I know that's more popular than my book was your book. And you can get both of our books at Amazon.com right now.
Well, your book is really quite fascinating. Tell everybody, first of all, when you came to faith and why you felt explaining it in this book was so important.
You know, for me, growing up in a single parent household, mired in poverty, the one thing I wondered is if I had any real mission in life, if was there purpose in my life. And I found for me the gospel of Jesus Christ radically changed my life from a kid who almost dropped out of high school to becoming a United States Senator because I was blessed with a mother who believed that faith was the key and prayer would unlock doors. And I wanted to tell the story from generation to generation of amazing Americans who stood the test of time and stood in the gap for other Americans. I think about William Lloyd Garrison. He was in the media. He had a promising, prosperous business. He was an abolitionist who almost lost his life because he felt called by God to do the right thing and to stand up for those who could not stand for himself. I think about Jim Lovell, Apollo 13 astronaut who just died less than a month or so ago. Lost because all of the equipment was breaking down in outer space, 200,000 miles away from Earth. He prayed, found peace, and then which allowed his brain to kick in and to find the solutions while oxygen was running low that saved the lives of all the astronauts that were with him. Or how Dorothea Dix got enamored with changing lives, especially those who were mentally unstable. She went from back in those days, they called them insane asylums. She went after one after another, and she decided to change the course of how we could restore dignity and respect to those who are struggling with mental illness. And I thought to myself, over 100,000 Americans in the last 12 months have lost their lives to overdoses, 70,000 to fentanyl. Restoring hope and dignity to those who are struggling is the story of Dorothea Dix and her generation, or Eddie Rickenbacker, a World War II ace pilot who found himself in a plane wreck floating in the middle of the sea and saved the lives over 20 plus days while floating of the men who were also in the plane crash as well. So story after story after story speaks to what makes America exceptional. It is the faith-filled Judeo-Christian foundation that is the marvel of the world. It is the purest definition of American exceptionalism. You can read my book, One Nation Placed Under God, today by going to Amazon.com and getting your copy.
You know, Senator Scott, to listen to Tim Kaine say that our rights come from government and not God was pretty horrible, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Nothing could be further from the truth. And our own birth certificate, our Declaration of Independence, our founding fathers made it crystal clear, Mark, that our rights, our intrinsic value comes from a creator upon high and not a government down low. There could not be a greater distinction between those who believe that government is God and those who understand that the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords is alive and well, and we are blessed by a nation that acknowledges that.
Mm-hmm. You have a United States senator who doesn't even know what the heck's in the Declaration of Independence and then compares it to Iran? Maybe this is how they think on the other side. Maybe this is the problem, no?
This is a major problem in our country, and this is why we must stamp out socialism and stupidity Everywhere we find it, we have to take a strong stand. I go back to Proverbs 31:8, stand up for those who can't stand for themselves. It also means we have to stand up against those who would manipulate and poison the well of millions of Americans across this remarkable country. And that means standing for truth like you do every single day. You are clear as a bell. You are powerful in the way you provide the information, and you are defiant against the foes and the opponents that would call you down. And that is the power we need for this resurrection, so to speak, the revival we need, the resurrection of those who believe that America is on its last leg, and the revival that encourages the soul. We need both here in America, and I'm thankful that you are doing your part every single day.
You're very, very kind. If you have to go, I understand. Do you have a minute to hang on? I want to ask you about this South Carolina mafia I have there. You know, I met Trey Galley. I never talked to him before. Last week with his guy, I really liked him, like I like you. So,
He's a smart man.
hang in there if you can. We'll be right back.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Open Phone. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Open Phone for free at openphone.com/patriot and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/patriot. openphone.com/PATRIOT.
Attention investors looking for a solid investment with a proven track record? How about the leisure vacation, RV, and campground destination market? It's the fastest growing sector in real estate today. The demand can't keep up. These resort properties are now approved for IRAs, self-directed IRAs, and 401k plans. To find out how you can own part of a resort property, go to resortpropertiesgroup.com. Resort.
It's not they haven't connected.
That's 888-307-1685. resortpropertiesgroup.com.
My name is Preston James. I've been a stock and options trader for 23 years. I used to be an active swing trader, but that all changed once I discovered my Money Press weekly paycheck method. These days, I'm a passive trader, hauling in more cash while being able to sleep at night than I ever dreamed possible. I'm passionate about the market, and I like to keep it simple. My methods are changing thousands of lives, and I'm confident it can change yours. But let the truth do the talking. By going to accountproof.com, that's accountproof.com, you'll see a 7-minute video revealing how my Money Press method grew a $54,000 account to $174,000 in less than 9 months. That works out to 5.8% per week. You'll see the proof right inside my real brokerage account. This isn't about overnight riches, but once you discover this for yourself, you can start on this same path overnight. You're 7 minutes away from changing everything you thought you knew about trading and investing. Go to accountproof.com to get started. That's accountproof.com.
You didn't start a business to babysit your poorest performing employees. That's exactly why I started my business, so you don't have to. Hi, I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi so small business owners can take back control of their business. Need to fire a poor performing employee who happens to now want 3 months off? Your Bambi HR manager will take care of that for you in your first week with us. You spend your time coaching your A players, we'll take care of the rest. I'm so confident that Bambi will help you focus on what you love about running your business. I'm offering a $1 trial to the service for your first month. Trust me, there are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi HR manager. After your first month, just $29 a month for companies of any size. Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime.
Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.com and type Patriot under radio to schedule your first call with an HR manager right now. Go to BAMBEE.com, Patriot Radio.
Oh, that's interesting.
What's that?
This article says the average return on investment for a new garage door was like 193% last year.
What's wrong with our garage door?
Have you seen our garage door?
Well, yeah.
I'm calling garage.com.
You can call garage.com.
Yep, 8332-GARAGE. They help find the
Crazy.
right licensed and insured garage door technicians fast. We can even get same-day service for garage door installations.
What about, like, maintenance? What's the new doors in?
Garage.com can help with that too.
A new garage door is the #1 garage update to help increase the value of your home. So if you need a new garage door, call garage.com now at 8332-GARAGE. That's 8332-GARAGE.
Wait, does buying a new garage door through garage.com mean you want a new house?
I'm not saying that I don't want a new house.
Phew. Okay. Wait, what?
Call garage.com now at 8332-GARAGE. That's 8332-GARAGE. Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking
To
about
address
what
the
happened to
chat,
my kids if something happened to me. Like,
yes, things are looking good with the bar buy, but we'll see tomorrow.
all right. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/apply. That's ethos.com/apply. Rates may vary. Bill monthly sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Human dignity, secure borders.
We are
Series X Patriot.
Channel 125.
Conservative principles living. Then show. Microphone. The thunder on the right. Call in now. 877-381-3811.
Well, you heard him. I'm Mark Levin. My guest is Senator Tim Scott. Outstanding book. You should grab it at Amazon.com, any bookstore. One Nation, Always Under God, Profiles in Christian Courage. This is a book that Senator Tim Kaine needs to read. Tim Scott, so you're real good friends with Trey Gowdy and likewise, and Lindsey Graham and likewise, and so, but that's not always the case in these various states, is it? And yet you guys get along great.
It is not. We have found ourselves in a great position where we have learned to agree to disagree without always being disagreeable. Sometimes you don't see eye to eye on some of the issues, but we do trust each other. And the foundation of healthy relationships, I believe, is trust. I also think that consistently, the vast majority of the time, you have to see from the same prism. And that's why I love Trey Gowdy. He and I have written a book together, a New York Times bestseller book, a number of years ago, but we see the issue of crime and Israel. We see it from the same prism. And I love the way that as a former prosecutor, he dissects the cases 8-0 on death row. He is the kind of prosecutorial mind. He has the kind of mind that we lean on for things about the law. And I am an entrepreneur, so we have complementary skill sets that serves our state and hopefully the nation better as we find ourselves working together as iron sharpens iron. We both get a little better.
I found him to be very open. In other words, about his life, about what he's done, and so forth and so on. Very likable. And look, I don't always agree with Lindsey, but I find him to be the same way. He's just very easy to talk to. Pretty much, I'll tell you anything. Same with you. Is that a South Carolina thing?
I think it's in our water.
Not liking any of this, by the way.
Gamecock. This guy is pretty darn good this year.
Yeah.
It does say something about our ability to tell the truth as we see it, but Lindsey Graham, he's a powerful force on the foreign affairs topics. He's really strong, clear, easy to understand, and he is fire on the topics he cares about.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that refreshing. He and I get along really well. We have different voting records on some topics, but I love his passion and his desire to serve the American people because of the voters in South Carolina. Frankly, President Trump's endorsed him.
3 men from the Deep South, very faithful Christians, and yet You couldn't find bigger Israel supporters than the three of you. What's that all about?
I think it comes right out of the good gospel, Psalms 122:6, pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and those who do will prosper. And I also think it's common sense, and in America's best interest. Anyone who understands the intimate relationship between the United States of America and Israel understands why it's common sense to support Israel. They're not just a country where we send $3+ billion of security assistance. This is the country that if you like your Wi-Fi, thank Israel. If you like GPS, Israel has something to do with it. But the coordination, the collaboration, and the think tank between our two nations has made the world a better place to live. I will say it clearly. When I've been to Israel, sitting down with leadership, the one thing I walk away with is this passion for protecting their nation, but a compassion for people all across the world. And it is hard to deny that ethos that comes from faith, that Judeo-Christian faith that bubbles in both countries, impacts how we treat even those we oppose. And when you see days as we have in the last 48 hours, Israelis being attacked at bus stops, you understand their objective of eliminating the threat completely. You look at October the 7th, 2023, unprovoked attempt at a genocide. You understand completely why we stand shoulder to shoulder or back to back with Israel. We understand
I don't know about all
and
this.
pain and misery, but we also understand being the most powerful force for good on the planet. You stand with your allies. I think it's biblically sound. I also think it's very practical as a nation to support those nations that support you.
You're a good man, Tim Scott. You're welcome anytime. The book is One Nation Always Under God, Profiles in Christian Courage. I strongly encourage you. Go to Amazon right now, Amazon.com, any major bookstore. And God bless you and be well, my friend.
Thank you very much for your friendship. I look forward to being back with you on the air another day. God bless.
You got it. You got it. I don't see the calls here, Mr. Producer. Did we send any or no? Okay. All right. He's something else, isn't he? He is, number one, always full of joy and energy. Always full of joy and energy. And I'm finding this whole crowd from South Carolina. God, that's kind of the way these guys are. Kind of the way they are. Very positive minded. That's what I would say. Now, I'm from Philly. That's not the way we are. No, we can be. Don't get me wrong now. Hello. Don't get me. By the way, how do you like those Phillies, Mr. Mets fan? How do you like that? You know what's going on or not really? Okay, I don't know how they pulled that one off the other night, 1-0. And, but that was pretty good. But you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That was pretty good, right? You won by, what was it, 3 or 4? Well, the Eagles won by the skin of their teeth, too. They're going to have to toughen up. And then that game with Buffalo, that was unbelievable. Did you see that game? Now, after Life, Liberty, and Levin, of course, I turned that on. And look, I like Baltimore. I like Buffalo, too. But for years, we went up to Baltimore from the Virginia area. And I like the Orioles. They kind of suck this year. It's too bad. But I have nothing against the Ravens. But God, they should have won that game. Now, Henry's a tremendous running back. He dropped the ball. Well, it was knocked out of his hands, actually, which is too bad. But he's always going to be great, and that's going to be a great team. But I got to say, the Bills, their quarterback, that was a hell of a game, and that's what matters in the end. All right, let's take a call here. Hold on there. Let me pull this up. Oh, you don't think I watch sports? Everybody knows I watch sports, don't they, Mr. Producer? But not when my show's on, for God's sakes. Exactly. DVR. All right, I can't pull it up. Who do you got there, Mr. Producer? XM Satellite, Greg in Liberty, Kentucky. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Mark. Hey, I am a Chief Master Sergeant. I'm in a Chief, not E9, retired U.S. Air Force, and your entire show has just hit everything. So I got everything from the illegal aliens, the Hamas, to the Constitution as it pertains to the military. But my call started with the illegal aliens.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you for your service, by the way.
It is a privilege. My entire family has served since the Civil War.
It's amazing.
And including my sons.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of got me sidetracked here because I'm fixing to have to bury my dad. But,
I'm sorry.
When it comes to unlawful orders, that is the only time that an enlisted member can disobey an order, and not only disobey the order, but place the officer under restriction. Arrest and restrict in the military is completely different. All right. So this is the deal. All the sanctuary cities, every one of them, the police chiefs on down, they are guilty of not only, at best, aiding.
Well, you make a great point. Yeah.
At worst, it's treason.
I don't know about treason. I mean, that means we got to take them out and shoot them if they're found guilty. So I don't typically go there. But I'll tell you what it is. It's unconstitutional. So you're right on that. That is, you can't have a sanctuary savior state that claims we are not going to comply with federal law. I thought we fought a civil war over that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
I'm sure we did. Nobody talks about that. Man, I got to go. I appreciate you, and I'm very, very sorry about your father. God bless you and your family, and the prayers go out. You know, like I say, every caller has a life, family. These people who are murdered, they have lives, family. There's a story behind everything. There is. You heard Senator Scott just there. And you got to respect human life. And you got to deal with those who don't. You know, America's drowning in debt, $37 trillion. Didn't happen in the last 6 months either. It happened over the course of our history, especially since the so-called New Deal. Now, the smart thing to do when a country's facing this kind of debt, has a negative effect on paper money, is diversify. Diversify with gold. My trusted friends at Monetary Gold, they know. And they're standing by to help you right this minute. And you can call them at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's the number, 877-NOW-GOLD, or visit marklovesgold.com. I love these people. They're really good. That's marklovesgold.com. For the first time since 1996, central banks across the globe are holding more gold than ever before. And you might say, Mark, gold keeps hitting record numbers. That's the point. It does. Next month and the month after and the month after. Now, they're holding this gold, these central banks. They're diversifying. Well, that's a massive vote of confidence in the value of gold, what it means for economists and you to safeguard your financial security. You all know I have been an investor of gold for years. I believe in it. I believe in diversifying my portfolio 100%. I believe one of the best ways to help protect yourself financially is to diversify with gold. Some people include silver. I'm a gold guy. Call 877-NOW-GOLD. Call them right now. Or visit marklovesgold.com. That's 877-NOW-GOLD or marklovesgold.com. And you can invest yourself today. Performance may vary. Always consult your financial and tax professional before making a investment decision. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. Straight Shooter with Stephen A. The Stephen A. Smith, and I've got something to say. We're talking politics, power, and the real issues that shape our lives. I want to make sure I position myself to be one of those voices that America wants to hear on these matters. I'll be open to being educated, corrected when I'm wrong, but I anticipate those moments to be few and far between. Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Premiering live next Wednesday, September 17th, 6 p.m. East on Otis, Channel 124, and on the Sirius XM app. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of pay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/news. That's ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.com/news.
On Fox 1, you can stream your favorite news, sports, and entertainment. Live, all in one app. It's raw and unfiltered. This is the best thing ever. Watch breaking news as it breaks. Breaking tonight, we're following 2 major stories. Catch history in the making. Debates, drama, touchdown. It's all here, baby. Fox 1, we live for live. Streaming now.
We're constantly making promises to ourselves to live healthier. We're going to exercise more, eat right, and drink right. Well, isn't it time you start thinking about your water? Drinking right starts with Aquasana. Aquasana water filters give you immediate access to cleaner, healthier, extraordinary water. Water that's odor-free and tastes great. Aquasana water filters remove chlorine, PFAS, bacteria, and other impurities you don't want and leave you with the beneficial minerals you do want, like potassium and calcium. It's so good you'll notice an immediate difference in every drop of pure, delicious water. So whether you're washing vegetables or enjoying a post-workout shower, protect your whole home from contaminants with an Aquasana water filter. After all, healthy living starts with healthy water. Visit aquasana.com and use promo code SXM to get up to 50% off select systems. That's AQUASANA.com. Promo code SXM for up to 50% off. Aquasana. Better water, better you.
2026 Freightliner Cascadias are now available to lease at SFI. These trucks have top-of-the-line features designed to help boost your bottom line, including advanced safety technology, fuel-saving specs, and interior driver comforts. Plus, brand-new trucks are backed by factory. With every dollar you make.
Good night.